finally, and this is just a bit of a news story that happened today as of recording. Well, not as of recording, but on the day of recording, which is something that links to last week's episode. Resident Evil 4 Remake is in development, aiming for a 2022 launch. Multiple sources have confirmed that development of a Resident Evil 4 Remake has begun at Capcom. It's being developed by support studio M2, and the original director Shinji Mikami has given his blessing to the project, but isn't directly working on it. It aims to release at some point in 2022. Obviously, it's presumed to be on next gen. People are very mixed on this announcement. I saw it and I was like, cool, because that game plays like jank. But apparently a lot of people are saying that it's too new of a game to remake right now.
I think that they should pump the brakes on Resident Evil a little bit now. Like, getting the back-to-back years with Remake 2 and 3 striking while the iron is hot, I feel like was a good move. But, give people some time to miss it, otherwise they'll get fatigued.
I mean, if they're planning on a 2022 release date, you'd assume from that Resident Evil 8's next year.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't assume that they do 3 remakes in a row, so you'd assume that you're going to have 4 years in a row of Resident Evil. It's become a yearly franchise essentially now for Capcom.
I don't want that. Like, I like what they've been doing, but I want them to, space it out a little. They have other properties that people really like. I like Dino Crisis quite a bit, and I would love for them to reboot that game or remake it. I don't care which one. It took 10 years from Devil May Cry 4 to get Devil May Cry 5. They have other properties besides Street Fighter and Resident Evil.
Do they?
Yeah, do they?
I thought Street Fighter 2 and Resident Evil 4 were the only games they made.
Yeah, that's what they like to act like sometimes. Also, personally, I would have liked for them to remake Code Veronica, because I never played that one.
That's what I was going to get into, because the people that seem to be hating this announcement are the people that seem to be backing a Code Veronica.
To be clear, I don't hate the fact that Resident Evil 4 is getting remade. I just wish they would wait a little bit.
I just find it funny, the amount of tweets that I've seen where people are saying, I'm sorry if you do feel this way about Resident Evil 4. I'm sorry that I'm going to burst your bubble here, but it plays like ass, okay? It does. It's just the controls do not... Like, people are saying, oh, it's got the remaster on PS4, it's perfect as it is. And I'm like, trust me, it's not.
If it played like
I wouldn't mind.
Remake 2 did, it would be better. Yeah.
Like, I'd prefer it to have a modern controls scheme than what it has now. And obviously they're going to stop at 4 if they keep going and like, oh, Resident Evil 6 remake, hope you all enjoy.
They'd have to really change 5 and 6 to get people excited.
I think they would genuinely call it like Resident Evil 6 redo.
Yeah,
instead of remake. It's just like, yeah, we're just gonna try again and try and make a better Resident Evil 6.
The first one doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I just find it extremely interesting that they are going full speed with Resident Evil. It's kind of like a chill.
Yeah,
maybe it's time
to would pump the brakes a little bit. Also, like, part of me was hoping that, like, the 2 remakes, while they basically covered the same events, there were a little bit of details that were different enough that made me think maybe not only are these like remakes, but it was eventually going to spin off into something radically different. Like, it'd be cool if 4 was maybe back to Leon, but not, his little island adventure in Spain. That way, they could make a follow-up to that isn't Resident Evil 5, because anything else would be infinitely better than that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because they're doing these remakes, and they're doing these remakes well, and everyone's loving it. But I think it's going to be especially interesting when they go back to just new installment for one.
Especially if the new installment goes back to like the first person camera and stuff. Like, people may be like, "Oh, this is weird again."
People were mixed. Like, I know some people very much did love Resident Evil 7.
I haven't played it yet.
But My father has played Resident Evil 7, and he gave up on it because it was a confusing game. Like, it very much is. It's very different to the rest of the Resident Evil franchise, where it very much is. It's kind of a you're stuck in a haunted house kind of thing. Well, it's
Oh,
not
so it's
haunted,
like the
but
first game.
it's not necessarily it's not haunted. It's like infested with this weird family that are like
Yeah, the
weird
weird
monster
little
cult.
cult people.
Yeah. But it very much is. It's very much a game of like escaping the house and stuff like that. It's very puzzle oriented, and people are chasing you a bit like PT. You know how there's people following you, and
Oh yeah, that reveal trailer reminded me of PT quite a bit when that got dropped a few years ago.
so I think it'd be interesting if they did go back to that style. I don't think they are. I think if any, well, what my original guess was they're probably going to do a new game in the style of the 2 and 3 remake. But now that they're going to be doing a 4 remake and essentially that style, I'm like, will they? Maybe
They
8
might
is
go back to
more.
first person. I've been hearing rumors that like Resident Evil 8 is going to be weird. Like they're going to go, like they might have like hallucinations of other monsters like werewolves and stuff. Which is interesting because that was like one of the builds for Resident Evil 4 during that thing's tortured development. Like Leon was traversing a castle and other things besides zombies, like haunted suits of armor, and like other creatures were attacking him. It was interesting.
It will be interesting to see, but that'll be very far away.